If you find yourself stuck in cycles of procrastination, these 3 powerful tips are going to help you bust out of those cycles and totally change your life. The number 1 tip is to understand that procrastination is a stress response. Okay, I actually don't think we should be using the word procrastination to describe ourselves because, it's such a judgy term inherently, and we can kind of get stuck in it, right? It's like, oh, I'm procrastinating. I always procrastinate, and it's really heavy. Whereas if we start to understand when I'm procrastinating, I'm having a stress response, then we can start to understand, okay, there's things I can do to help me problem solve and move through that stress, okay? Often it comes about when the task is too big for us, when there's a task that we haven't really done before and we don't quite know the steps on how to do it. If there's things that we're going to have to learn or skills we're going to have to develop, and so that makes us feel a bit uncomfortable. So all of these reasons and others, it's good to kind of dig down and say, what's actually making me uncomfortable? What is the stress that I'm feeling? And then you can start to problem solve and move through it. So breaking things down into tasks and getting started with, a 5-minute task that at least gets you over that starting hump. One of the things that helps me a lot is if I call up a friend and just say, do you have 10 minutes right now? Because I really need to talk to somebody about how overwhelmed I'm feeling about this thing. And then I can get it out of me, how I'm feeling. And then they can maybe help me work through. It's like, oh, I just need help figuring out where to start. And then from there, I feel a lot lighter, and then I can move forward. Okay, so that's tip number 1, is understand it's a stress response. Don't label yourself as procrastinating, because actually there's a lot more going on that you can work with and move through. Okay. Tip number 2 is understanding how to work with motivation. Okay, so when we procrastinate, it's when our resistance, which is what we just talked about, that overwhelm, that stress, or whatever else might be going on, the fear, or the self-doubt is higher than our motivation. Okay, so if we can get our motivation higher than the resistance, then we're off and running, right? Then we can get started. Okay, so it's really important. You can take time instead of focusing on the resistance. Sometimes it's valuable to just look, what is my motivation here? What is my empowered motivation? What am I getting really excited about that's going to help me do this? And one of the first things that I would say I would recommend you do is just note on a scale of 1 to 10, how motivated am I to get this task done? Okay, and then in comparison, you can say on a scale of 1 to 10, how much resistance am I feeling? How stressed am I feeling, and kind of how much am I holding back from this? And then you can start to see, oh, there's a little gap there. I need to be either moving my motivation up or helping myself move beyond that stress. But I have a little story to share around the motivation piece, because sometimes when we start looking at our motivation, we can see that maybe we need to change the task that we're doing. And the example that I have is from my mum life, is from when I was like running around all the time cleaning up toys from my kids. And it was like every day I was really like, I didn't want to do it. I was procrastinating. My house was starting to become a mess because I'm like, I don't want to have to clean up these toys and like pull them out every time, and it's so hard, and everything felt heavy. And so I started to look at my motivation is that, I want to have a clean house. My empowered motivation is that I want my house to be clean, and I don't want to have to be spending every day cleaning it up. Okay, so what I was actually doing was against my motivation. I was cleaning up every day, but I didn't want to have to be doing that. So that's when I started my decluttering journey, right? I found the decluttering part of the internet, and I was like, oh, look, it's possible to get all this stuff out of the house. And my motivation just went whoop, right up to 10, because I was so excited about getting bags out of the house, getting toys out of the house, getting stuff out so that I didn't have to clean anymore. Okay, and so do you feel the energy difference? Is that sometimes if you look at your motivation, you're like, is this really the best way of getting to where I want to go? And how can I get other help or other things in so that I can make my life actually better? And so instead of getting stuck in that procrastinating problem, you're like, now I'm decluttering. This is cool. This is something that's happening in my life. And I got my kids on board, and then they had to put things away. And if they weren't able to put it away, then I'm like, I'm going to declutter it. So, so have a little think, what's my empowered motivation? Is what I'm doing really helping me get to my goals? And out of 10, how can I get myself up to a 10, or at least if I'm not a 10, to get myself above my resistance? Because sometimes there's projects that we just have to do that we're not 10 excited about them, but we just have to get them done. And so you might need to reduce the stress, or just how can I get myself above the resistance that I'm feeling? Okay. Now, so tip number 3 is check in with how you're labeling yourself and how you're labeling the task, okay? Because how we think about things and how we're framing things really matters to how our energy flows either towards things or how our energy gets depressed, and I can use the example of laundry because everybody has to do laundry. So when you have a pile of laundry sitting there and you're like, oh, I hate laundry. It's like, oh, I'm so bad at laundry. It's so boring. I hate doing it. It's like, oh, I wish I didn't have to do it. I can't handle it. I'm going to go watch some TV. Okay. So do you feel that, that just heaviness, there's this deep heaviness that comes from thinking about it in that way, as opposed to, there's a way of thinking about laundry, and this requires, releasing some old ways of being and stepping into that new, lighter way of being. And it's like, I'm very happy that I've got clothes. Not everybody has clothes, I like my clothes, and and if you don't, you can declutter them. I love decluttering, and I feel really good when my clothes are put away in the drawers. Okay, I feel really good when I don't have a pile of laundry there, when they're put away in the drawers. And so even though I'm feeling quite tired right now, I'm just going to take 3 of those and I'm going to put them away, or at least I'm going to pack them up and put them off to the side. And then, I might have a sit down, and then when I have a bit more energy, maybe I'll pack them away while I'm watching TV later, or I'll get my partner on board and we'll do it together and put on some music and have some fun while doing that. Okay, so how you're framing it, how you're thinking about it makes a huge difference to how it feels in your life. And there's lots of things you can do to improve that feeling. And I do think it's worth mentioning that I've been deeply depressed before. So I've been in the state where I couldn't do laundry, where it was just I literally can't do that now. But you can still use how you label and how you frame to lift your energy. There's a difference between, oh my God, I can't even do laundry. I'm such a useless person. I hate myself. This is so bad. And oh my God, I'm struggling to do the laundry. I'm going to take some time for myself now because this is my healing time. I really need to, spend time with myself and help myself, and I'm going to support myself through this. And I've got this, there's a huge difference in how you frame things, no matter how much energy you have to do the thing that you need to do. Okay. So how you frame it is going to help you, conserve your energy and support you through to a better place. Okay, so, all right, and yeah, that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm really curious to hear, actually. So is there tips and techniques and ways that you've found that help you move through your procrastination and your blocks? Or is there places that you feel really stuck that I haven't addressed in this video that I could support you through? Definitely write your comments below, like and subscribe my channel, because I'm quite invested in putting these videos now to help you raise your consciousness, raise your energy, feel more inspired about life, and to live a more purposeful and meaningful life that you love. And so I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.